Different morning, same activity. I'm gonna finish up the Big Bang Theory kit while we're watching our morning videos before we head to the garage, and I've got lots of help. So Don and I just got done watching Doug, how you pronounce his last name? DiMoreno review the Model Y, and he did a really good job, like he does with all of his vehicles. He's just fun to watch his car reviews. We several folks in the Tesla Zoom meetup last night referred back to the video. I have to say though, both last night and during the video, that my proud Model X owning driver, you know, mode has come out a little bit, and don't be ditching the X now when you're reviewing the Y. That's all I gotta say. All right, I got the Big Bang Theory Lego model kit completed. It really has some nice features, including the whiteboard with the markers, and they're eating Chinese, so you'll see I've put a knife and fork on for a few of the characters. There's more, I put them in a bag. And the telescope and the Rock'em Sock'em guys are up here, and the DNA strand. All the characters, it really did turn out good. It was fun. Oh, even the little, you know, warm kitty, soft kitty. And I did straighten out my problem with the curtain rod that I had spotted in the video. I just had the bracket was up one spot where it wasn't supposed to be. So that's all fixed, and we're gonna call her done. We're out here, we're starting. Yep. First thing is to put away some stuff we set aside to be moved upstairs yesterday. Yep. Before it gets too hot, since it's going to be 85 today.
Yeah, it's currently right now up here, it says 78.
Yeah, it feels like 90 right now.
It's a little warm up here. I'm going to turn the fan on.
Yeah, well, you won't be up here more than, what, 10, 15 minutes?
Right, I don't anticipate, that's right, 15 minutes at the most.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to use the Hoover Floor Mate to work on the coin floor. I've cleaned a lot along the wall, and I know that rubber spot's probably not going to come up, but there's plenty more to do, and I'm pretty sure I did this right before we got Ruby on the other bay, and it worked really well, so I'm going to give it a try. This is the before video.
Use my pop rivets.
You do? What are you going to pop rivet?
My California Duster carrying bag
is messed up.
The handle tore off one side, the stitching let go. So I'm going to use pop rivets with some backer plates, and I'm going to pop rivet this sucker on there.
I bet you know where they were.
That's right, I found them like instantly. Right here.
Well, I certainly think it's looking cleaner over there. This thing is great for actually getting the floor wet and even picking up bulk water, but the brush on it is really stiff, and it doesn't necessarily get down between the circles. So I'm still having to do a lot of by foot and by hand towel scrubbing. But it is what it is. It's worth it. It's coming along good. I haven't spent a lot of time. I'm not dying from the exercise, so you know, it's all good. Let's get this other half done of this bay. I heard you over here with the vise and the drill or something, or the hacksaw. Oh my God. Oh. Can we not even get it all the way cleaned up before you're making it dirty again?
It's a guy's place. Guys.
But I need it clean just once. The top of the shelf, everything clean just like once, please.
Well, I am cleaning indirectly.
He's organizing bungee cords now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm doing like 4 things all simultaneously.
Well, that's good. Multitask for me.
All things work together for those.
For the common good?
Yeah, something like that.
Sounds like Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So, I've reinforced my California Duster. I put a couple pop rivets on a piece of plastic so that, you know, this material is going to pull right through, and I put backers on there so it does that. So now I put a little hole here, and I put a hook on my cart, so now I got a place to hang it.
Well, that looks great.
Yeah, and I put a little plastic on there so it kind of keeps it sprung open. So,
I see that. I think that's going to last you for years to come with that little bit of fine tuning.
yeah, tweaking.
Yeah, so Don said over here is where all the bungee cords were kind of hanging on this extension cord and your air
hose
compressor hose reel. Yeah.
And I don't get to use my hose reel because
who would want to move all the
all
bungee
that
cords?
stuff. And so I've added a hook here, and I've got these. Marianne bought these at Walmart, like on a fire sale after Christmas.
After Christmas, I think they were for Reese.
Yeah, well anyway, they're Velcro and they're really strong. They got a nice eyelet, and so they do good for holding extension cords.
Well, now that you moved all the bungee cords, I see dust. I've got to come wipe down the hose reel. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
So where are the bungee cords going?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Okay, next phase bungee cord rehanging.
That's right, exactly.
Well, hopefully that's looking much better. I really had to work super duper hard here in the entranceway where people walk all the time. I've been over some parts of it twice, and I can see this one spot right here. I'm going to have to go over it a third time. But that's all right. I'll get it. Same problem here. That's not really rubber. That's dirt. So you can kind of see the difference now on the side that I mostly haven't done yet. I'm probably going to do half the bay, and then I'm going to call it quits for today, because obviously I can't do up where Don's working, and I can do up around the shop area another time. Well, I think it turned out pretty good. I am totally and completely worn out. You can definitely see where I stopped. You know, up here on this end, that's where that other table was and Don was working. And so you can definitely see the difference between where I cleaned and where I didn't clean. So, I don't know if I'll get back at it tomorrow or not, because I'd probably be in Don's way. We got to get the rest of the stuff cleaned up, but soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
The girl's doing great.
So this is what Don engineered for the bungee cords. The bucket can come on and off the wall, so you can get it down and hunt the one you want. Obviously, Don took the bottom out of the bucket, and now they're all nice and organized. So it's not near his stuff over here. Wow. If I thought I was exhausted any of the other recent days, I am even more so today. I don't know what I was thinking when I decided I would clean that whole garage floor. Of course, I didn't actually clean the whole thing. I think I've got 2/3 of it done. I got about 1/3 left up by the workbench and Ruby's front tire area. So yeah, it looks so much better. I'm not sorry that I did it, but wow, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, I'm all flush because I was working really hard in there. We've had really high winds here this afternoon, like 30-mile-per-hour gusts. I just got done taking the blower to Ruby. When we leave the cars out while we're working in the garage, we use the blower to get all the pollen off, and so the pad and the cars are depollinated, but it's just coming down so fast you can't keep up with it right now. So I am going to go to the environmental park, drive through South Park, come back and put Ruby back in the garage just to get in the car and drive for a few minutes. Every year the azaleas here in the front yard of my neighbor's house look prettier and prettier. If that doesn't say Easter and springtime, I don't know what does. Ruby says it's 88 out there. Thankfully, it was nice and cool in the garage. We didn't even have to turn the air conditioning on. Boy, do I miss driving around in my car. The air conditioner felt so good today after working out in the garage. Yeah, baby. Alright, the dogwoods in the yard have opened up a little bit more. They're really looking pretty at this point. It's good to come and go for a few minutes, see the flowers. There's one here overlooking the driveway. I'll have to get a close-up tomorrow. It's looking particularly nice. So what happened?
So the hawk, Mom's favorite hawk, flew from somewhere over here, around here kind of, past my window, so like right here past
Right,
the window.
this window where
way.
he sits in the game room.
And he flew that way.
Back
That's
to...
all its wingspan. It was pretty big.
Yeah, it come really close to the window.
Not that close, like a couple meters away.
Yeah.
And it was close enough that I got the seat that I could tell it was hot.
And the wing expansion and stuff. Well, that's my boy watching his birds. I like it. Way cool. It's hamburger night again. Johnny likes his with ranch. Is your tummy all full?
Oh yeah, very much so. I had plenty to eat.
Okay. So one of our friends asked us today how we were handling charging right now, since I'm not driving very much.
That's right.
I am driving a little, but I'm not driving much at all.
No.
And wanted to know how we were handling that. So I'll let you explain.
Yeah, well, we're a little different. Ruby doesn't like go to sleep that much. So basically, we're charging every 3 or 4 days. Basically, once it gets down close to about 120 miles, we charge back up to 90%. We probably should just charge up to 80. I would say charging up to 80 every few days is probably the right answer. If your car really can go to sleep, where it really is asleep, then, you know, and you don't mess with it for a week, you know, you probably it's kind of like treated like at the airport if you're not driving it. But we are pretty much driving our car. Marianne's running out every day, so it's not really going to sleep. It's getting woke up every day. So we haven't really changed our habits, other than the fact we're not charging every night. There's not like a hurricane, so not really worrying about, oh, well, we need to keep it topped up so that we could evacuate. We're not expecting that.
Or we're going to lose power and we might not be able to charge at home for n number of days. This virus isn't causing those concerns.
Right. So, and if we had to, we could go to supercharger. So I guess my understanding is that for long term, I think Jack said basically for the longest battery life, let's see, you
49 to 51.
Yeah, you discharge to 49 and you charge back up to 51. And you just that's where you keep your batteries between 49% and 51. So you know, if you can figure out how to do that, go for it. I mean, of course that's kind of hard to do. But
right. Well, we are seeing vampire drain in the garage.
Right.
We haven't really tweaked with settings. Probably we don't have departure. We don't have the departure thing set where it tries to learn and do stuff based on departure.
Right.
You know, it doesn't
preconditioning
set or anything. But
yeah, you certainly want to turn those kinds of things.
You might want to turn those off if you're not leaving at the same time you normally do in the morning. You don't want the car getting the car ready to go and you not leave for no reason. That would be sort of a waste.
Right. I'm assuming everybody's just pretty much staying at home and driving only when absolutely necessary, which could be days between drives, a week even or more. So that's my assumption. So you know, the thing is, you don't want to charge it up too far and you don't want it to go down too low. I mean, there's no reason to discharge it down below about 30%. I mean, I'd keep it, you know, between 30 and 70 or 30 and 80. I'd just keep it in that sweet spot.
Right. Well, I know that some on the forums, they've said you got to charge it every night, always be charging, keep it plug it in. And I just think that's just so they don't have to hear from people that want to go use their car, don't have enough range, and they're mad.
Right.
I don't think it's like healthier for the battery that you go through a charging cycle every night. We regularly skip Saturday night. We don't drive anywhere on Saturday, and we regularly don't plug in Saturday night, and then Sunday night we plug back in for Monday morning. So I would say half the weeks out of the year, we only charge 6 nights a week.
That's right. Yeah.
So I don't think, you know, but it's not wrong to leave it, you know, 80% and let it top up a little bit every day either. I just don't see the reason to go through a charging cycle to add 10 miles back to the car that I really don't need the next day.
If not cold.
Right.
And it's not hot. I mean, this is maybe a little on the cool side, but it's not dramatically cold. So you don't have to worry about trying to keep the battery warm. You know, in our case, we're in a garage, so it just doesn't matter. So I guess my point is, I don't think hopefully this thing's over here in the next few weeks.
I don't think of a few weeks of not charging every night or is going to make any significant impact on the battery life of your car. I mean, I think over the, let's see, we charged like 310 times last year or some kind of number, I don't forget. Tesla tells us. I mean, think about 10 years, you're going to charge 10,000 times over 10 years. Well, I'm sorry, 3,000 times over 10 years, and not charging these 25 times over this 2-month period. Does that really matter?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, so our thing, just to be clear right now, we're only plugging in every 3 or 4 days when it's somewhere under, I'm going to say, 150 miles. I did forget to plug her in tonight. I've sort of have stopped thinking about it, but my alarm goes off at 9. I can still decide one way or the other, but I am going to go plug her in because she's under 150 now.
Right.
I may have floored it coming up the hill.
Really?
I'm only driving 4 or 5 miles, but my watt hours per mile is looking, a little high, right? Well, plus coming up, when I'm just driving 4 or 5 miles and we're averaging in coming up that hill in the driveway and the slow speeds there, that always makes the watt hour per mile look bad. So, yeah. So I'll be back in a minute, Donnie. I'm gonna go plug her in, but then we probably won't plug her in for several more days.
I agree.